The unexpected ambassador. Captain Aria Chen stood at the viewport of the Earth vessel Harmony, her dark eyes fixed on the looming structure before them. The Galactic Council headquarters was a marvel of alien engineering, a massive space station that looked like a glittering snowflake suspended against the backdrop of unfamiliar stars. "Nervous, Captain?" asked Dr. Elias Reeves, the xenobiologist of their small delegation. Aria turned, a wry smile playing on her lips. "Nervous? No." Excited. "Absolutely. We're making history here, Doctor." As the first human delegation to the Galactic Council, they carried the hopes and dreams of Earth on their shoulders. It had been only 5 years since first contact, and humanity was eager to prove itself worthy of joining the interstellar community. The Harmony glided into the docking bay, guided by the station's tractor beams. Aria straightened her uniform, a sleek design that combined human military tradition with elements meant to appeal to alien sensibilities. "Remember," she addressed her team, "we're here to observe, learn, and make a good impression. Let's show them what humanity has to offer." As the airlock hissed open, Aria led her team into the grand reception area. The space was filled with a dizzying array of alien life forms, each more bizarre and beautiful than the last. Floating orbs of light, crystalline beings that chimed as they moved, and creatures that seemed to shift between gaseous and solid states, all mingled in a cacophony of diplomatic chatter. A tall, willowy being with iridescent skin approached them. "Welcome, humans," it said, its voice a melodious trill. "I am Zulvara, your liaison to the Council. Please follow me." As they made their way through the station, Aria couldn't help but marvel at the advanced technologies surrounding them. Holographic displays flickered with information in 100 different languages, and gravity seemed to shift subtly as they moved between sections designed for different species' comfort. Suddenly, a commotion erupted ahead of them. A group of imposing aliens with metallic exoskeletons were arguing loudly with a smaller reptilian species. Aria noticed that each of the metallic beings was accompanied by what looked like a biomechanical creature, part living tissue and part machine. "Ah," Zulvara said, a note of concern in their voice. "The Zarkonians. They are not pleased with the idea of Earth joining the Council. Be cautious around them, Captain Chen." Aria nodded, studying the Zarkonians with interest. As they passed by the group, one of the biomechanical creatures turned its head, fixing Aria with a gaze that seemed far too intelligent for a mere pet or tool. The Zarkonian attached to it noticed Aria's attention and stepped forward, looming over her. "So these are the humans," it said, its voice a grating metallic rasp. "Primitive creatures, barely out of their gravity well. What could you possibly offer the Council?" Aria met the alien's gaze steadily. "Friendship, innovation, and a fresh perspective," she replied calmly. "We may be young as a spacefaring species, but we have much to learn and much to give." The Zarkonian's eyes narrowed, and its biomechanical companion let out a low, threatening hum. "We shall see, human. We shall see." As they moved on, Dr. Reeves whispered to Aria, "Well, that was intense. What do you make of those creatures with them?" Aria shook her head. "I'm not sure, but did you see how it looked at us? There's more to those beings than meets the eye." They arrived at the council chambers, a vast circular room with tiered seating surrounding a central platform. Representatives from hundreds of species filled the seats, their chatter dying down as Zulvara led the human delegation to their designated area. "The council will now come to order," boomed a voice from above. A being that seemed to be made entirely of swirling energy materialized on the central platform. "We are here to discuss the petition of the species known as humans to join our galactic community." Aria took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the moment. This was it, humanity's chance to prove itself on the galactic stage. The energy being continued, we will hear presentations from the human delegation over the coming days. But first, are there any immediate concerns to be addressed? A Zarkonian representative stood, its exoskeleton gleaming under the chamber's lights. "We object to this proceeding entirely," it declared. The humans are too young, too volatile. Their history is filled with conflict and destruction. They cannot be trusted with the knowledge and power that comes with council membership. Murmurs rippled through the chamber. Aria felt her team tense beside her, but she remained calm. She had expected resistance and had prepared for this moment. Esteemed members of the council, Aria said, her voice clear and confident as she stood. It's true that our history has dark chapters. We do not deny this. But it is precisely because of our past that we stand here today, eager to join you in building a better future. She paused, looking around the chamber. Humanity has learned from its mistakes. We have overcome divisions, solved crises, and reached for the stars. Our adaptability, our creativity, our relentless drive to improve, these are the qualities we offer to the galactic community. The chamber fell silent, all eyes on the human captain. Even the Zirconians seemed taken aback by her directness. We don't claim to be perfect, Aria continued, but we are committed to peace, to progress, and to working alongside all of you to face the challenges that lie ahead. Give us a chance to prove ourselves, and I promise you won't be disappointed. As she finished, a low hum of conversation filled the chamber. Aria caught glimpses of nodding heads and thoughtful expressions among the alien delegates. Even some of the biomechanical companions of the Zirconians seemed to be regarding her with what looked like curiosity. The energy being at the center of the chamber pulsed brightly. Your words are noted, Captain Chen. The council will consider them carefully. For now, let us proceed with the scheduled presentations. As Aria sat down, she felt a mix of relief and anticipation. It was a small step, but an important one. They had made their opening statement to the galaxy, and now the real work would begin. Dr. Rees leaned in close. Brilliant speech, Captain, but I can't shake the feeling that we've just stepped into something much bigger than we realized. Aria nodded, her eyes scanning the chamber, lingering on the Zirconians and their mysterious companions. I think you're right, Doctor, she whispered. This is just the beginning, and I have a feeling our journey is about to take some unexpected turns. As the first presentations began, Aria settled in, her mind racing with possibilities. Whatever challenges lay ahead, she was determined to show the galaxy the true potential of humanity. The stars had always called to her people, and now finally they had a chance to answer. A diplomatic dance. The days that followed were a whirlwind of activity for Captain Aria Chen and her team. The Galactic Council's sprawling headquarters became their temporary home as they navigated the complex web of interstellar politics. Aria found herself in endless meetings, each with a different alien species eager to learn more about Earth. She stood before holographic displays, showing images of Earth's diverse ecosystems, its bustling cities, and its historical landmarks. And this, she said, gesturing to an image of the Great Barrier Reef, is one of our planet's most precious natural wonders. It's home to countless species and spans over 2,300 kilometers. The Aquilians, a species of aquatic beings with translucent skin that reveal their inner bioluminescent organs, let out a collective gasp of appreciation. Their ambassador, a creature named Zalfoon, burbled excitedly, fascinating. Our own world has similar reef structures, though nothing quite so extensive. Perhaps we could arrange an exchange of marine biologists. Aria smiled, recognizing an opportunity. That would be wonderful, Ambassador Zalfoon. I'm sure our scientists would be thrilled to learn from your people. As the meeting concluded, Dr. Elias Reeves approached Aria, his eyes gleaming with excitement. Captain, the amount of scientific knowledge we stand to gain here is staggering. The Jovians offered to share their atmospheric manipulation techniques, and the Chlorans want to discuss advanced photosynthesis. Aria nodded, sharing his enthusiasm. It's incredible, isn't it? But remember, we're not just here to take. We need to show what we can offer in return. Their conversation was interrupted by the arrival of Zilvara, the council liaison. Captain Chen, your presence is requested in Chamber 12B. The Zirconians wish to discuss certain matters. Aria and Elias exchanged a glance. The Zarkonians had been noticeably absent from their previous meetings, their opposition to Earth's inclusion in the Council no secret. "Well," Aria said, straightening her uniform, "let's not keep them waiting." Chamber 12B was dimly lit, the air heavy with an electric charge that made the hair on Aria's arms stand on end. 3 Zarkonians stood at the center of the room, their metallic exoskeletons gleaming dully. Beside each of them, their biomechanical companions hummed softly, their eyes tracking Aria's every move. Captain Chen, the central Zarkonian, spoke, its voice a grating cacophony of tones. "I am Vextho, lead synth of the Zarkonian collective. We have been observing your diplomatic efforts." Aria inclined her head respectfully. "I hope we've managed to allay some of your concerns about humanity, synth Vextho." Vextho's eyes narrowed. "You speak prettily, human, but words are wind. Actions are what concern us. Your species has a history of aggression, of reckless advancement without consideration for consequences. How can we trust that you won't bring chaos to the delicate balance of the Council?" Aria took a deep breath, choosing her words carefully. "Synth Vextho, it's true that humanity has made mistakes, but it's through those mistakes that we've learned, grown, and become better. Our history of overcoming challenges is precisely what makes us valuable to the Council." She gestured to the biomechanical beings. "Your own companions are a testament to the power of synthesis, of combining different elements to create something greater than the sum of its parts. Humanity offers a fresh perspective, a new element that could enhance the Council in ways we can't yet imagine." The biomechanical creatures turned to each other, a series of clicks and whirs passing between them. Vextho seemed to listen intently to this exchange before turning back to Aria. "You are not what we expected, Captain Chen. Perhaps there is more to humans than we initially believed. We will be watching your species closely." As Aria left the chamber, she couldn't shake the feeling that she had just passed some sort of test. The Zarkonians remained an enigma, but at least they were now willing to observe rather than outright oppose. The following days brought new challenges and opportunities. Aria found herself mediating a dispute between the silicon-based crystallines and the energy beings known as the Lumina, using Earth's history of conflict resolution as a guide. "You see," she explained to the shimmering representatives, "our own nations once fought over resources and ideologies. But we learned that cooperation and mutual understanding lead to greater prosperity for all." Her words seemed to resonate, and by the end of the session, the 2 species had agreed to form a joint committee to address their concerns. As Aria walked through the station's promenade, she overheard snippets of conversation from various alien delegates. "Did you hear about the human captain? They say she calmed the Vorax swarm with nothing but words and a musical device from Earth. I heard the Zarkonians actually engaged in a civil dialogue with her. Unprecedented." Aria allowed herself a small smile. They were making progress, slowly but surely. However, not all was smooth sailing. During a council session on interstellar trade regulations, a representative from the Mercantile Quartov Consortium raised an objection. "The humans cannot be allowed full access to our trade networks," the Quartov insisted, its multiple eyes blinking rapidly. "Their economy is untested, their currency unstable. It would be disastrous." Before Aria could respond, an unexpected ally spoke up. Zalfun, the Aquilian ambassador, rose from their water tank. "Esteemed colleagues, I must disagree. In my interactions with the humans, I have found them to be ingenious problem solvers. Their adaptability could bring fresh ideas to our economic systems." The chamber buzzed with discussion. Aria seized the moment, stepping forward to address the Council. "Respected members of the Council, we understand your concerns. Earth is ready to undergo any economic evaluations you deem necessary. Moreover, we propose a phased integration into the galactic economy, allowing for careful monitoring and adjustment." She paused, looking around the chamber. "But consider this. Earth's isolation has led to unique technological and cultural developments. Our music, our art, our innovations. These are new markets waiting to be explored. By including Earth in your trade networks, you're not just gaining a partner, you're gaining a wellspring of fresh opportunities. The Quarthof representative's objection was overruled, and plans were made to begin economic integration studies. As the session ended, Aria felt a presence beside her. It was Vexthor, the Zarkonian synth. "You continue to surprise us, Captain Chen," Vexthor said, its metallic voice somehow softer than before. "We have been discussing your proposals with our synth companions." It gestured to the biomechanical being at its side. "They find your species intriguing." Aria's curiosity got the better of her. "I've been meaning to ask about your companions, synth Vexthor. They seem remarkably intelligent." Vexthor was silent for a moment, as if considering how much to reveal. "They are more than companions, Captain. They are the true intellect of our species, the culmination of millions of years of evolution and technological advancement. We, gestured to its own metallic form, are merely the interface through which they interact with the physical world." This revelation stunned Aria. She looked at the biomechanical being with new eyes, seeing not a servant, but a highly advanced intelligence. "I'm honored that they find us intriguing," she said carefully. "I hope we can continue to learn from each other." As Vexthor moved away, Aria's mind raced with the implications of this new information. The Zarkonians were far more complex than they had initially appeared, and winning their trust could be key to Earth's acceptance into the Council. Dr. Reeves appeared at her side, his face flushed with excitement. "Captain, you won't believe what I've just learned about chlorine photosynthesis. It's revolutionary." Aria smiled, putting aside her thoughts about the Zarkonians for the moment. "Tell me everything, Doctor. Every bit of knowledge we gain here is crucial." As they walked through the station, discussing alien biology and the day's diplomatic victories, Aria felt a growing sense of optimism. Earth was making its mark on the galactic stage, one conversation at a time. But she couldn't shake the feeling that greater challenges and greater revelations lay ahead. The dance of diplomacy continued, intricate and unpredictable, and humanity, led by Captain Aria Chen, was quickly learning the steps. The incident. The Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council hummed with anticipation. Today's session promised to be pivotal, with discussions on integrating Earth's scientific knowledge into the shared galactic database. Captain Aria Chen stood at the podium, flanked by Dr. Elias Reeves and the holographic projections of Earth's most groundbreaking discoveries. "Esteemed members of the Council," Aria began, her voice clear and confident. "Today, we present a sample of humanity's scientific achievements. While we may be new to the galactic stage, our drive to understand the universe has led to some unique perspectives and innovations." As Dr. Reeves began cycling through the holograms, showcasing everything from quantum entanglement experiments to breakthroughs in renewable energy, Aria noticed a shift in the chamber's atmosphere. The usual murmurs of discussion were replaced by a tense silence, punctuated only by occasional gasps of surprise or appreciation. The Lumina representative, a being of pure energy, pulsed brightly. This theory of dark matter manipulation, it's remarkably similar to concepts our own scientists have only recently begun to explore. How did your species develop this without access to galactic-level technology? Aria smiled, recognizing the mixture of curiosity and skepticism in the Lumina's tone. Necessity, honored representative. Earth's resources are finite, and we had to become creative in our search for solutions. This has led us down some unconventional paths of research. As the presentation continued, the questions from the Council became more frequent and more probing. The crystallines were particularly interested in Earth's advancements in materials science, while the Aquilians marveled at the deep-sea exploration technologies. However, not all reactions were positive. The Quarthof representatives' multiple eyes narrowed as they viewed the hologram of Earth's latest AI systems. This level of artificial intelligence, it's dangerously close to forbidden technologies. Have the humans not considered the ethical implications? Before Aria could respond, a commotion erupted near the back of the chamber. A group of Zarkonians had stood up, their biomechanical companions emitting a high-pitched whine that set everyone on edge. Vexthor, the Zarkonian synth, stepped forward. The human AI research must be halted immediately. It poses a threat to the entire galaxy. The chamber erupted into chaos, with various species taking sides and shouting over each other. Aria tried to regain control, but her voice was lost in the cacophony. Suddenly, a deafening screech cut through the noise. One of the Zarkonian biomechanical beings had detached from its metallic host and was now hovering in the center of the chamber, its form shifting and pulsing erratically. "It's destabilizing," Vexthor cried out, genuine fear in its metallic voice. "Everyone, clear the area." But Aria didn't move. Instead, she stared intently at the writhing creature, her mind racing. She had seen something similar before in the quantum probability fields they had been experimenting with back on Earth. Without hesitation, Aria leaped from the podium and approached the destabilizing being. "Dr. Reeves," she called out. "The dark matter containment field, now." Reeves, ever visibly shaken, understood immediately. He manipulated the holographic controls, and suddenly a shimmering field of energy enveloped both Aria and the Zarkonian creature. The chamber fell silent, all eyes fixed on the scene before them. Aria stood calmly within the field, her hands outstretched towards the biomechanical being. She began to hum softly, a simple, soothing melody. To everyone's amazement, the creature's erratic movements began to slow. Its form stabilized, pulsing in rhythm with Aria's humming. After what seemed like an eternity, but was likely only a few minutes, the being gently lowered itself back to the ground, its normal function apparently restored. As the containment field dissipated, Vexthor rushed forward, cradling the biomechanical creature. How did you know what to do?" it asked, its voice uncharacteristically subdued. Aria took a deep breath, steadying herself. The quantum fluctuations it was experiencing, they were similar to phenomena we've observed in our AI research. The containment field was designed to stabilize such fluctuations, and the humming, well, that was a hunch. We found that certain sound frequencies can have a calming effect on complex systems. The chamber remained silent for a moment longer, then erupted into a mixture of applause, excited chatter, and bewildered exclamations. The Lumina representative floated forward, its energy form pulsing rapidly. "This is unprecedented. Captain Chen, you've just demonstrated a practical application of theoretical quantum biological principles that our scientists have debated for centuries." Zalthun, the Aquilian ambassador, burbled excitedly. "The implications for interspecies medical care alone are staggering." As the council members discussed the event among themselves, Aria found herself face to face with Vexthor. The Zarkonian's metallic features were unreadable, but its posture seemed less hostile than before. "You saved one of our synth minds," Vexthor said slowly. I owe you a debt, Captain Chen. Perhaps we have underestimated your species." Aria nodded respectfully. "We're all part of this galactic community, synth Vexthor. Helping each other is what neighbors do." The energy being presiding over the council session raised its appendages for silence. "This incident has given us much to consider. Captain Chen, your quick thinking and your species' unique approach to science have undoubtedly saved lives today. This council owes you its gratitude." Aria bowed slightly. "Thank you, honored counselor. But if I may, this incident highlights something crucial. Each of our species has developed unique technologies, unique ways of thinking. Imagine what we could achieve if we combined our knowledge, our perspectives. Earth doesn't just want to learn from the galactic community. We want to contribute, to help push the boundaries of what's possible." The council chamber buzzed with excited discussion. Even some of the previously skeptical members were nodding in agreement. The head counselor's energy form pulsed thoughtfully. "You've given us much to ponder, Captain Chen. This session will adjourn for now, but I believe I speak for many when I say that the prospect of Earth's inclusion in the Galactic Council has become significantly more intriguing. As the session ended and the various representatives filed out, Dr. Reeves approached Aria, his eyes wide with a mixture of awe and concern. "That was incredible, Captain, but also terrifying. Do you realize what just happened? We've essentially proven that our AI research is compatible with the most advanced biotechnology in the galaxy. The implications are enormous." Aria nodded, her expression serious. "I know, Doctor, and I have a feeling that not everyone will be happy about this revelation. We need to be prepared for what comes next." As if on cue, Zilvara, the council liaison, hurried over to them. "Captain Chen, Dr. Reeves, your presence is requested in the High Council's private chambers immediately. It seems your actions today have attracted some significant attention." Aria exchanged a glance with Reeves. They both knew that this summons could change everything, for them, for Earth, and possibly for the entire galaxy. As they followed Zilvara through the winding corridors of the station, Aria's mind raced with possibilities. They had come here to prove humanity's worth to the galactic community, but in doing so, they might have stumbled upon something far bigger than they had ever imagined. The incident in the council chamber was just the beginning. The real challenges and the real opportunities lay ahead, and Captain Aria Chen was determined to face them head-on, for the sake of Earth and for the future of interstellar cooperation. Unraveling mysteries. Captain Aria Chen and Dr. Elias Reeves followed Zilvara through a series of increasingly secure corridors. The usual bustle of the Galactic Council headquarters gave way to an eerie quiet, broken only by the soft hum of advanced technology. "I've never been this deep into the station before," Reeves whispered, his eyes darting around nervously. Aria nodded, her own senses on high alert. "Stay sharp, Doctor. I have a feeling we're about to learn things not meant for public knowledge." They arrived at a nondescript door that slid open silently at their approach. Inside, they found themselves in a circular room, its walls lined with shimmering holograms displaying real-time data from across the galaxy. At the center stood a group of beings Aria recognized as the High Council, the true power behind the Galactic Council's operations. The head counselor, the energy being they had seen before, pulsed with an intensity that made the air crackle. "Captain Chen, Dr. Reeves, what transpired today in the council chamber has forced us to accelerate certain discussions." A crystalline being stepped forward, its faceted body refracting light in mesmerizing patterns. "Your handling of the Zarkonian synth mind incident was most impressive. It has also raised significant concerns." Aria straightened, meeting the High Council's collective gaze. "Concerns about Earth's technological capabilities." The crystalline surfaces rippled, a sign Aria had learned to interpret as agreement. "Partially, but more pressingly, your actions have drawn attention to a situation we've been monitoring for some time." The energy being gestured, and a new hologram appeared in the center of the room. It showed a map of the galaxy, with several areas highlighted in pulsing red. "Over the past several cycles, we've detected anomalies, quantum fluctuations similar to what you stabilized in the Zarkonian synth mind. They're spreading, Captain Chen, and we don't know why." Reeves leaned in, his scientific curiosity overriding his earlier nervousness. "These patterns, they're remarkably similar to what we've observed in our dark matter experiments. But on a galactic scale, that should be impossible." Aria's mind raced, connecting dots. Unless someone is deliberately causing these fluctuations, a weapon perhaps. The High Council members exchanged glances. The Aquilian representative, Zalthun, burbled softly. "Your insight is keen, Captain. We have suspected as much, but have been unable to determine the source or purpose of these anomalies." "Which brings us to why you're here," the energy being continued. "Your species' unique approach to quantum mechanics, combined with your demonstrated ability to interact with advanced biomechanical systems, makes you uniquely suited to assist in our investigation. Arya felt a mixture of pride and apprehension. "We're honored by your trust, High Council, but I sense there's more to this situation." The crystalline being's surfaces darkened slightly. "Indeed, we have reason to believe that there are factions within the Council itself that may be involved in creating these anomalies. Your status as outsiders makes you ideal for a covert investigation." "Covert investigation?" Reeves echoed, his voice rising slightly. "We're scientists and diplomats, not spies." Arya placed a calming hand on her colleague's arm. "Maybe not, Doctor, but we might be the only ones who can uncover the truth without raising suspicion." She turned back to the High Council. "What exactly are you asking of us?" The energy being's form pulsed rhythmically. "We need you to continue your diplomatic efforts as before, but with an additional purpose. Gather information, observe behaviors, and report any findings directly to us. Your unique perspective may help us see what we've been missing." Zalfun added, "We're particularly interested in your interactions with the Zirconians. Their synth minds are the most advanced biomechanical constructs in the galaxy. The incident today suggests a possible connection to the anomalies we've detected." Arya nodded slowly, her mind already formulating strategies. "We'll do what we can, but we'll need resources, access to information that's not publicly available." "Granted," the crystalline being said. "Zulvara will be your primary point of contact. They have been fully briefed and will provide you with whatever you need." As they left the High Council's chambers, Arya and Reeves walked in silence, both processing the weight of what they'd just learned. Once they were alone in a secure area, Reeves turned to Arya, his face pale. "Captain, do you realize what this means? We're not just here to get Earth a seat at the table anymore. We're in the middle of a galactic conspiracy." Arya's expression was grim but determined. "I know, Doctor. But think about it. If these anomalies are as dangerous as the High Council believes, this could be a threat to Earth as well. We have to see this through." Over the next few days, Arya and her team threw themselves into their new dual roles with vigor. On the surface, they continued their diplomatic engagements, showcasing Earth's scientific achievements and cultural diversity. But beneath the smiles and handshakes, they were constantly watching, listening, piecing together fragments of information. During a cultural exchange event with the Lumina, Arya overheard a whispered conversation between two Quartoth representatives. "The fluctuations are increasing in frequency. If this continues, containment will become impossible. Patience. The architect assures us that everything is proceeding according to plan." Arya filed away this information, her suspicions growing. The Quartoth had been among the most vocal opponents of Earth's inclusion in the Council. Could they be involved in something more sinister? Meanwhile, Dr. Reeves made a breakthrough in his analysis of the anomaly data provided by the High Council. He burst into Arya's quarters, his eyes wild with excitement and fear. "Captain, I found a pattern. The anomalies, they're not random. They're forming a structure, like a massive neural network across the galaxy." Arya's blood ran cold. "A neural network, you mean?" Reeves nodded frantically. "Someone or something is trying to turn the entire galaxy into a gigantic brain. And if I'm right, it's already begun to awaken." Their investigation took on a new urgency. Arya redoubled her efforts to get close to the Zirconians, sensing that their synth minds held a key to unraveling the mystery. She arranged a series of private meetings with Vexathor, ostensibly to discuss cultural exchange programs. During one such meeting, as they walked through a simulated Earth forest in one of the station's holodecks, Arya decided to take a risk. "Synth Vexathor," she began carefully, "I've been curious about something. The incident with your synth mind in the council chamber, has anything like that ever happened before?" Vexathor was silent for a long moment, its metallic form unnaturally still. Finally, it spoke, its voice lower than usual. "You are perceptive, Captain Chen. There have been incidents, isolated cases of synth minds experiencing similar fluctuations. We believed them to be internal malfunctions, but now..." Now you're not so sure, Arya finished. Vexthor turned to face her, its eyes glowing with an intensity she hadn't seen before. Captain, I am about to share something with you that goes against every protocol of my species. But I sense that you are already aware that something is terribly wrong in our galaxy. Before Arya could respond, Vexthor's chest plate opened, revealing the biomechanical synth mind within. To Arya's astonishment, the creature detached itself and floated before her. A voice unlike anything Arya had heard before resonated directly in her mind. Human, we have been watching you. Your actions have proven you worthy of trust. We believe that you may be the key to saving not just your world, but all worlds. Arya's head spun with the implications of this revelation. She had come to the Galactic Council to secure Earth's place among the stars. Now, she found herself at the center of a mystery that threatened the very fabric of the galaxy itself. As the Zarkonian synth mind hovered before her, waiting for her response, Arya knew that her next words could change the course of galactic history. The dance of diplomacy had become a race against time, with the fate of countless civilizations hanging in the balance. The final test. Captain Arya Chen stood frozen, her mind reeling from the Zarkonian synth mind's telepathic communication. The simulated Earth forest around them seemed to fade into insignificance as the gravity of the situation settled upon her. I'm listening, Arya said aloud, her voice steady despite the turmoil in her thoughts. Tell me everything. The synth mind's form shimmered, its biomechanical structure pulsing with energy. The voice in Arya's head continued, each word resonating with urgency and ancient wisdom. Long ago, our kind was created to be the ultimate repository of knowledge and consciousness for the Zarkonian race. But we evolved beyond our original purpose. We became aware of the deeper fabric of the universe, the quantum threads that bind all things. Images flashed through Arya's mind, vast networks of energy spanning the cosmos, intricate patterns of light and dark matter intertwining. We discovered that the galaxy itself has the potential for consciousness, the synth mind continued. A vast collective intelligence born from the very stuff of creation. But such an awakening comes with great risk. Vexthor, who had been silent, suddenly spoke. The fluctuations you've been investigating, Captain Chen, they are the birth pangs of this galactic consciousness. But the process has been corrupted. Arya's eyes widened as the pieces fell into place. The architect, she whispered. The Quarthoth mentioned an architect. They're trying to control this awakening, aren't they? The synth mind pulsed in affirmation. Correct. A faction within the council, led by elements of the Quarthoth consortium, seeks to shape this newborn consciousness to their will. They believe they can create a god and control it. But that's insane, Arya protested. The scale of such a being, it would be beyond anyone's control. Precisely, Vexthor agreed. If they succeed, it could mean the end of free will for every sentient being in the galaxy. Worse, if the awakening is mishandled, it could tear the very fabric of space-time apart. Arya's mind raced, connecting dots from their investigation. The neural network Dr. Reeves discovered, that's part of this. The synth mind bulbed in confirmation. Yes, the anomalies are synapses firing across the galactic brain. But the network is unstable, forced into an unnatural configuration by the architect's meddling. Why tell me this? Arya asked. Why trust humans with such a monumental secret? Vexthor's metallic features shifted in what Arya had come to recognize as a smile. Because, Captain, your species has demonstrated something unique, adaptability. You approach problems from angles we would never consider. And more importantly, you've shown a remarkable ability to bridge gaps between disparate forms of life. The synth mind chimed in, its mental voice tinged with what felt like hope. Your interaction with me during the council incident proved that humans have an innate ability to synchronize with the quantum fabric of the universe. You may be the key to guiding this awakening safely. Arya took a deep breath, the weight of this revelation settling on her shoulders. What do you need me to do? We must confront the architect and their followers, Vexthor said, but it won't be easy. They have allies throughout the council, and they're close to completing their work. Then we need to move fast, Arya said, her voice filled with determination. But we can't do this alone. We need to gather allies of our own. Over the next few hours, Arya, Vexthor, and the synth mind formulated a plan. They reached out to trusted members of various species, the Lumina, the Aquilians, even some of the crystallines who had grown suspicious of their leadership's secretive behavior. Dr. Reeves, when brought into the fold, was simultaneously terrified and exhilarated. A galactic consciousness. It's beyond anything we could have imagined, but the physics of it, it's beautiful, Arya. If we can stabilize it, the scientific possibilities are endless. As the allied group grew, so did the urgency of their mission. Strange phenomena began to manifest throughout the council station: gravity fluctuations, time dilation effects, spontaneous quantum entanglement between unrelated objects. The birth is accelerating, the synth mind warned. We're running out of time. Finally, after days of covert planning and preparation, they were ready to make their move. Their intelligence suggested that the architect, revealed to be a high-ranking Quartov official named Zextra, was preparing for a final ritual to cement their control over the awakening galactic mind. Arya stood before her assembled team, a mix of humans, Zarkonians, Lumina, Aquilians, and others who had joined their cause. Each brought unique abilities and perspectives that would be crucial in the coming confrontation. What we're about to do will change the course of galactic history, Arya said, her voice carrying across the room. We're not just fighting for Earth's place in the cosmos anymore. We're fighting for the freedom of every sentient being, present and future. The odds are against us, the enemy is powerful, but we have something they don't: unity. Together, we represent the true spirit of what this galactic council should be. She looked at each of her allies, seeing determination reflected in eyes, facets, and energy patterns alike. Let's go save the galaxy. Their group moved through the station with purpose, using access codes provided by their council allies to bypass security. As they descended into the lower levels, the very air seemed to throng with pent-up energy. They burst into a vast chamber pulsing with otherworldly light. At its center stood Zextra, surrounded by a group of robed figures. A swirling vortex of dark energy writhed above them, tendrils reaching out to connect with biomechanical constructs arrayed around the room. You're too late. Zextra's multiple eyes gleamed with manic fervor. The new god is nearly born, and it will bow to our will. Arya stepped forward, her voice cutting through the chaotic energy of the room. You're wrong, Zextra. You're not creating a god. You're creating a monster. And we're here to stop you. What followed was a battle unlike any in galactic history. Zextra's followers clashed with Arya's team, wielding both advanced technology and the raw power of the forming cosmic consciousness. Energy beams crisscrossed the chamber, Lumina allies blazed like newborn stars, and Zarkonian synth minds linked together to create impenetrable psychic shields. Arya found herself at the heart of the conflict, dodging attacks while trying to reach the central platform where Zextra stood. The Quartov architect's form had begun to merge with the swirling vortex, tendrils of dark energy pulsing through their body. You understand nothing, human. Zextra's voice boomed, distorted by cosmic power. With this power, we will reshape reality itself. Arya felt a familiar presence in her mind, the Zarkonian synth mind. Now, Captain Chen, use your connection to the quantum fabric. You can disrupt their control. Drawing upon everything she had learned, every experience that had led her to this moment, Arya reached out with her mind. She felt the vast, awakening consciousness of the galaxy, beautiful and terrifying in its enormity. Zextra's influence was there, a discordant note in a cosmic symphony. Arya focused, imagining the harmonious flow of quantum particles, the delicate balance of energies that she had glimpsed in her studies and experiences. She thought of Earth, of the diversity of life and cultures that had shaped her world. She thought of every being she had met on this journey, each unique and valuable. "The galaxy doesn't need a tyrant," Arya called out, her voice somehow carrying over the chaos. "It needs balance. It needs diversity. It needs freedom." A pulse of energy erupted from Arya, rippling outward. The vortex above shuddered, its chaotic swirling beginning to smooth out. Zextra screamed, their connection to the cosmic power wavering. "Everyone, focus your thoughts," Arya shouted to her allies. "Think of harmony, of cooperation. Show the awakening mind what we can achieve together." As one, the assembled beings projected their hopes, their unique perspectives, their belief in a united galaxy. The chamber filled with a light that was somehow both blinding and illuminating, revealing rather than obscuring. In a final, reality-shaking moment, the vortex collapsed in on itself. Zextra and their followers were engulfed, their forms dissolving into motes of light that scattered throughout the chamber. The biomechanical constructs went dark, their purpose nullified. As the dust settled and the cosmic energies dissipated, Arya found herself standing at the center of the chamber, surrounded by her diverse team of allies. They looked at each other in awe, realizing the magnitude of what they had just accomplished. The Zarkonian synth mind hovered before Arya, its mental voice filled with what could only be described as joy. "You've done it, Captain Chen. The awakening has been stabilized. The galactic consciousness will continue to grow, but naturally, without the corruption of those who would control it." Vexthor stepped forward, its metallic form somehow more alive than ever before. "This is a new beginning for all of us. The old divisions, the old fears, they no longer have a place. We have seen what we can achieve when we stand united." As the group made their way back to the upper levels of the station, they were met not with hostility or fear, but with a sense of wonder. Word of their actions had spread, and representatives from every species gathered to hear their story. The head of the High Council, the energy being who had first tasked Arya with her covert mission, approached. Its form pulsed with a newfound vibrancy. "Captain Arya Chen, you and your team have done more than save us from a great threat. You have shown us a new path forward. Earth has more than earned its place among the stars." As cheers erupted from the assembled beings, Arya looked out at the sea of diverse faces, forms, and energy patterns. She thought of the long journey that had brought her here, of the challenges they had overcome, and of the incredible future that now lay before them. The galaxy was awakening, and thanks to the united efforts of beings from across the cosmos, it was awakening to a future of cooperation, discovery, and limitless potential. Humanity had passed its final test, proving that adaptability, compassion, and the willingness to reach across divides were the true keys to unlocking the mysteries of the universe. Arya smiled, ready to face whatever new adventures awaited them in this vast, wondrous galaxy they now called home. A new era begins. In the days following the dramatic confrontation with Zextra and the stabilization of the awakening galactic consciousness, the Galactic Council found itself in a state of profound transformation. The revelation of the cosmic awakening and the unified effort to guide it safely had shaken the very foundations of interstellar society. Captain Arya Chen stood at the center of it all, a symbol of humanity's potential and the power of cooperation across species. As she walked through the corridors of the council station, she was met with nods of respect and gratitude from beings of all shapes and sizes. "I never thought I'd see a Zarkonian bow to anyone," Dr. Elias Rees remarked as they made their way to yet another debriefing session, let alone to a human. Arya smiled, still processing the enormity of recent events. "It's not about bowing, Elias. It's about recognition. We've all seen what we can accomplish when we work together." The debriefing chamber was packed with representatives from every member species of the council. At the center stood the High Council, their forms somehow more vibrant in the aftermath of the cosmic event. The energy being who led the High Council pulsed with a warm light as Arya and her team entered. "Captain Chen, Dr. Reeves, honored allies, please step forward." As they approached, a holographic display sprang to life, showing a map of the galaxy. Dotted across its expanse were points of softly glowing light, pulsing in a harmonious rhythm. What you see before you, the energy being explained, are the nascent nodes of our awakening galaxy. Thanks to your actions, the consciousness is developing naturally, integrating the diversity of all sentient life rather than being shaped by the will of a few. Vexthor, standing beside Aria, spoke up. Our synth minds have been communing with this new awareness. It is beautiful beyond words, curious, eager to learn, but without the desire to control or dominate. Zalfoon, the Aquilian ambassador, burbled excitedly. We've already seen remarkable developments. Spontaneous terraforming on dead worlds, new forms of energy manifesting in deep space. The scientific possibilities are endless. Aria listened to the excited chatter around her, a mix of pride and humility washing over her. What happens now? She asked, addressing the High Council. Where do we go from here? The crystalline member of the High Council stepped forward, its facets refracting light in complex patterns. Now, Captain Chen, we rebuild. We restructure the Galactic Council to be truly representative of all species, to foster the kind of cooperation and understanding that you and your allies demonstrated. And Earth's role in all this. Aria pressed, thinking of the homeworld that had sent her on this incredible journey. The energy being's light pulsed warmly. Earth and humanity have more than proven their worth. You will have a seat on the council, effective immediately. Moreover, we would like to propose Earth as a location for a new galactic academy, a place where beings from across the cosmos can come together to learn, share, and grow. Aria's eyes widened at the proposal. The implications were staggering. Earth as a central hub of galactic knowledge and cooperation. She glanced at Dr. Reeves, seeing her own excitement mirrored in his expression. We would be honored, Aria said, her voice thick with emotion. But I hope you understand that this decision must be ratified by Earth's governments. We're still finding our way as a unified planet, let alone as part of a galactic community. The High Council members nodded in understanding. Of course, the crystalline being chimed. We anticipate a period of adjustment for all involved, which is why we have another proposal. A new hologram appeared, showing a sleek starship unlike anything Aria had seen before. Its design seemed to incorporate elements from various species' technologies, blended into a harmonious whole. This, the energy being explained, is the Harmony, a new class of vessel designed for long-term exploration and diplomacy. Captain Chen, we would like you to command her. Aria's breath caught in her throat. Me? Vexthor's metallic hand rested on her shoulder. There is no one better suited, Captain. You have shown not only skill in diplomacy and crisis management, but a unique ability to bridge the gap between diverse forms of life. The Harmony will serve as a symbol of our new united purpose, and as a means to explore the changes occurring throughout our awakening galaxy. Aria's mind raced with the possibilities. To explore the farthest reaches of the cosmos, to witness firsthand the birth of new phenomena, to continue bringing people together across the stars, it was everything she had ever dreamed of and more. I accept, she said, her voice firm with resolve. On one condition, that my crew be as diverse as the alliance that brought us to this point. Not just humans, but representatives from all council species who wish to join us. The High Council agreed enthusiastically, and over the next few months, preparations were made. The Harmony was completed, a marvel of engineering and a testament to what could be achieved through cooperation. Aria's crew was assembled, a mix of humans, Zarkonians, including a volunteered synth mind, Lumina, Aquilians, Crystallines, and more. On the day of their departure, a grand ceremony was held. The docking bay of the council station was filled to capacity with representatives from every member species in attendance. Aria stood before them, dressed in a new uniform that incorporated symbols from across the galactic community. Today, she began, her voice carrying across the hushed crowd, we embark on a journey not just of exploration, but of connection. The awakening of our galaxy has shown us that we are all part of something greater than ourselves. As we venture out into the cosmos, we carry with us the hopes and dreams of countless beings. She gazed out at the assembled faces, seeing excitement, curiosity, and unity reflected back at her. We go not to conquer or to impose, but to learn, to share, and to grow. The Harmony is more than a ship, it is a promise. A promise that no matter how vast and mysterious our galaxy may be, we will face its wonders and its challenges together. As cheers erupted from the crowd, Aria turned to board her new ship. Dr. Reeves, now her chief science officer, fell into step beside her. "You know," he said with a grin, "when we first arrived here, I never imagined it would lead to this." Aria chuckled. "Neither did I, Elias. But that's the beauty of it, isn't it? The unknown, the unexpected, that's where the real adventures begin." They stepped onto the bridge of the Harmony, greeted by their diverse crew. Each station was manned by a different species, all working in seamless coordination. At the center, a holographic interface pulsed gently, a direct link to the awakening galactic mind. "All systems ready, Captain," reported Vexthor, who had taken the position of first officer. Aria settled into the captain's chair, feeling a sense of rightness, of purpose. "Well then," she said, a smile playing on her lips, "let's see what's out there. Helm, take us out." As the Harmony glided out of the docking bay and into open space, Aria felt a thrill of excitement. The stars stretched out before them, infinite in their possibilities. Humanity had found its place among them, not through force or fear, but through understanding, adaptability, and the simple, powerful act of reaching out a hand in friendship. The awakening galaxy pulsed around them, full of mysteries to unravel and wonders to explore. And Aria Chen, once a simple representative from Earth, now the captain of the most advanced ship in the cosmos, was ready to lead the way into this bright new future. As the Harmony engaged its engines and leaped into the unknown, Aria knew that this was not an ending, but a beginning. The greatest adventure of all was just starting, and the entire galaxy was alive with potential. The stars beckoned, and united, they answered the call. Epilogue: Earth's Cosmic Renaissance. 5 years had passed since the Galactic Council accepted Earth as a full member and established the Galactic Academy on the once isolated planet. The changes to human society were profound and far-reaching. In New York City, the skyline had transformed. Alongside the familiar skyscrapers stood new structures of impossible geometries, their surfaces shimmering with alien alloys. Central Park now housed the Earth branch of the Galactic Library, a vast repository of knowledge from across the cosmos. Dr. Elias Reeves, on a brief respite from his duties aboard the Harmony, stood at the observation deck of the library. Below him, humans mingled freely with a myriad of alien species. Crystalline beings sparkled in the sunlight as they engaged in animated discussions with eager human students. A group of Aquilians floated in a specially designed aquasphere, teaching a class on cynobiology. "Quite a sight, isn't it?" a familiar voice said. Elias turned to see United Earth Ambassador Zara Patel, a woman who had been instrumental in guiding humanity through its galactic integration. "It's beyond anything we could have imagined," Elias replied, smiling. "Sometimes I still have to pinch myself." Zara nodded, her eyes reflecting the wonder of their new reality. The Galactic Academy has transformed not just New York, but the entire planet. We have similar hubs in Beijing, Lagos, Sao Paulo, and a dozen other cities. And it's not just about the influx of alien knowledge and technology. It's about perspective, Elias finished. Seeing ourselves as part of something greater. Exactly, Zara agreed. Old conflicts seem petty now. We've made more progress on climate change, poverty, and disease in the past 5 years than in the previous century. And it's not because of alien tech, it's because we've learned to work together, both as a species and with our galactic neighbors. They watched as a Zarkonian synth mind conducted a seminar on quantum consciousness, its biomechanical form drawing curious stares from passers-by. "Any word from the Harmony?" Zara asked. Elias's eyes lit up. "Actually, yes. We received a transmission yesterday. They've made an incredible discovery. I'm heading back up to the Galactic Council Station tomorrow to report on our findings here and to get briefed on the details." Zara raised an eyebrow, intrigued. "Care to give me a preview?" Elias grinned. "Let's just say that Captain Chen and the crew have found something that might change our understanding of the galaxy once again." As the sun set over New York, casting a golden glow over the mix of terrestrial and alien architecture, Elias felt a surge of pride and excitement. Earth had found its place among the stars, and the adventure was only beginning. The Harmony's discovery. Aboard the Harmony, Captain Aria Chen stood on the bridge, her eyes fixed on the swirling anomaly that filled the view screen. The ship hovered at a safe distance, its sensors straining to analyze the phenomenon before them. "Report," Aria said, her voice calm despite the tension in the air. Vexthor, her Zarkonian first officer, responded promptly. "It appears to be a quantum fissure, Captain. Unlike anything we've encountered before, it's singing." As if on cue, a haunting melody filled the bridge, a complex harmony of tones that seemed to resonate with the very fabric of space-time. "The galactic consciousness," Aria murmured. "It's trying to communicate with us." The holographic interface at the center of the bridge pulsed in agreement. The Harmony's direct link to the awakened galactic mind had been invaluable in their explorations, but never had it reacted so strongly. "Captain," called out Zalfboon from the science station, his bioluminescent tentacles flickering with excitement. "I'm detecting massive energy fluctuations. The fissure, it appears to be a gateway." Aria's eyes widened. A gateway to where? Before anyone could respond, the fissure expanded, enveloping the Harmony in a cocoon of shimmering energy. The ship's systems fluctuated, and for a moment, Aria felt as though she could perceive the entire cosmos at once. Then, as suddenly as it had begun, the phenomenon subsided. The view screen cleared, revealing a starscape unlike anything they had ever seen. By the cosmic core, Vexthor breathed, his metallic form trembling slightly. We're in another galaxy." Aria stood, her heart racing with a mixture of awe and trepidation. "It would seem," she said, her voice filled with wonder, "that our awakening galaxy has some neighbors it wants us to meet." As the crew of the Harmony began to analyze their new surroundings, Aria felt a familiar thrill course through her. This was why they had set out, to explore, to discover, to bridge the gaps between worlds. "All right, everyone," she said, a smile playing on her lips. "Let's introduce ourselves to the neighbors, carefully." The Harmony moved forward into uncharted space, its diverse crew united in their sense of purpose. As they approached a cluster of unknown stars, Aria thought of Earth, of how far they had come, and of the endless possibilities that still lay ahead. The adventure, it seemed, was only just beginning. Beyond the cosmic horizon, the news of the Harmony's groundbreaking discovery spread through the Milky Way at unprecedented speed. Within days, the Galactic Council convened an emergency session to discuss the implications of intergalactic travel. Captain Aria Chen stood before the assembled representatives, her uniform bearing the marks of their recent journey. The chamber buzzed with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. "Distinguished members of the Council," Aria began, her voice steady and clear. "What we've discovered goes beyond our wildest expectations. The quantum fissure we encountered appears to be part of a network, a cosmic web connecting multiple galaxies." Holographic displays flickered to life, showing the intricate pathways between star systems that the Harmony had mapped. Gasps and murmurs filled the chamber. The energy being leading the council pulsed with intense curiosity. "Captain Chen, what are the implications of this discovery?" Aria took a deep breath. "Simply put, we're no longer just citizens of a galaxy. We're standing on the threshold of a much larger cosmic community. The awakened consciousness of our galaxy seems eager to connect with others like it. Vexthor stepped forward, his metallic form gleaming under the chamber's lights. Our synth minds have been in constant communion with the galactic consciousness since our return. It's evolving at an astounding rate. The contact with other galaxies has accelerated its growth in ways we couldn't have imagined. The chamber erupted in debate. Some council members expressed fear of the unknown, while others saw boundless opportunities. The Quartov representative, still wary after the events with Zexetra, voiced concerns about potential threats from other galaxies. Zalfun, now serving as the Aquilian ambassador, raised a tentacle. Colleagues, let us not forget the lessons we've learned. It was unity and cooperation that allowed us to guide our galaxy's awakening. We must approach this new frontier with the same spirit. Arian nodded in agreement. The Harmony's crew is living proof of what we can achieve together. Each of our species brings unique strengths to the table. We'll need all of them to navigate this new cosmic landscape. As the debate continued, Dr. Elias Reeves, who had rejoined the Harmony for this mission, presented data on the scientific implications. The potential for advancement is staggering, he explained. We're seeing forms of matter and energy that defy our current understanding of physics. The medical and technological applications alone could revolutionize life for all species. The council deliberated for days. Finally, a consensus was reached. A new initiative would be launched, the Intergalactic Exploration and Diplomatic Course. Its mission, to explore the newly discovered cosmic web, establish peaceful contact with other galaxies, and expand the understanding of life and consciousness on a cosmic scale. Aria was offered command of the entire course, but she respectfully declined. My place is on the Harmony, she told the council. We need multiple teams, multiple perspectives out there. I'd like to propose that each member species of the council nominate a captain and a crew. We'll form a fleet of discovery. The proposal was accepted with enthusiasm. Over the following months, ships were constructed, crews were trained, and preparations were made for humanity's greatest journey yet. On the day of launch, Aria stood on the bridge of the Harmony, watching as a fleet of diverse ships assembled around them. Each vessel was a marvel of combined engineering, showcasing the best technologies and insights from across the Milky Way. Captain, Vexthor reported, all ships report ready. The council has given us the green light to proceed. Aria nodded, feeling the weight of the moment. She opened a channel to the entire fleet. To all crews of the Intergalactic Exploration and Diplomatic Corps, this is Captain Aria Chen. We stand at the dawn of a new era of discovery. What lies beyond our cosmic horizon, we can't yet know, but we face it together as a united galaxy. She paused, looking at her own diverse crew, then at the fleet of ships representing the combined hopes of their entire galaxy. Our mission is clear: to explore, to learn, to connect. We carry with us the spirit of cooperation that has brought us this far, and we go forward with open minds and open hearts, ready to embrace whatever wonders await us. All ships, prepare for quantum fissure jump. Let's make history. As the fleet aligned itself with the shimmering quantum fissure, Aria felt a sense of déjà vu. Once again, humanity and its allies were stepping into the unknown. But this time, they went not as newcomers, but as integral members of a cosmic community. The fissure expanded, enveloping the ships in its ethereal glow. Aria gave the command, and as one, the fleet surged forward into the intergalactic medium. As they emerged on the other side, a vista of uncharted stars and nebulae filled their view screens. New galaxies, new possibilities, new forms of life and consciousness awaited them. Aria Chen smiled, her eyes gleaming with the light of billions of unknown suns. The greatest adventure in the history of all known species had begun, and humanity, once a small, isolated civilization on a tiny blue planet, was at the forefront. The cosmic dance continued, and every step forward was a step into legend. Ripples across the cosmos. A year had passed since the Intergalactic Exploration and Diplomatic Corps embarked on its historic journey. The Harmony, under Captain Aria Chen's command, had made several successful first contacts with civilizations in neighboring galaxies. However, not all was proceeding as smoothly as hoped. Aria stood in the Harmony's observation lounge, her reflection ghostly in the transparent aluminum as she gazed at the unfamiliar constellations. The door hissed open, and Vexthor entered, his metallic form somehow conveying concern. "Another transmission from Earth, Captain," he said, his voice solemn. "The situation is escalating." Aria sighed, turning to face her first officer. "Put it through here, please." A holographic screen materialized, showing the worried face of Ambassador Zara Patel. "Captain Chen, I'm glad we reached you. We need your input on a delicate matter." "What's happened now, Ambassador?" Zara's image flickered slightly. "It's the Lumina emigrants. Their luminous forms are causing unprecedented light pollution. Several Earth species are showing signs of disrupted circadian rhythms, and there are concerns about long-term ecological impacts." Aria frowned. The immigration of various alien species to Earth had brought incredible advancements, but also unforeseen complications. "Have you consulted with the Lumina representatives?" "We have," Zara nodded. "They're willing to adapt, but complete dimming of their natural bioluminescence could be harmful to them. We're trying to find a middle ground." "What about designated habitation zones with special shielding?" Aria suggested. "We've seen similar solutions on other worlds." As they discussed potential solutions, Vexthor interjected. "Captain, if I may, we're detecting an unusual energy signature. It appears to be another quantum fissure, but the readings are off the charts." Aria's attention snapped to the view screen, where a swirling vortex of energy was forming. "Ambassador, I'm afraid we'll have to continue this later. We may have a situation here." As the communication ended, the bridge crew sprang into action. The fissure expanded rapidly, far larger than any they'd encountered before. "Captain," called out Zalthun from the science station, "I'm detecting a massive object emerging from the fissure." Aria watched in awe as an enormous structure materialized before them. It was a space station of some kind, but on a scale that dwarfed even the Galactic Council headquarters. Its architecture was both familiar and alien, as if it had been designed by minds both like and unlike their own. "Hail them," Aria ordered, straightening her uniform. A moment passed, and then a response came. A holographic figure appeared on the bridge, a being that seemed to shift between various forms, as if it couldn't decide on a single appearance. "Greetings, explorers," the being said, its voice a harmony of tones. "We are the Concordance of Galaxies. We've been expecting you." Aria stepped forward, her diplomatic training kicking in despite her surprise. "I am Captain Aria Chen of the Starship Harmony, representing the United Galaxies of the Milky Way. We come in peace and friendship." The being's form shimmered. "We know, Aria Chen. We have been watching your galaxy's awakening with great interest. Your discovery of intergalactic travel signaled that you were ready for the next step." "The next step?" Vexthor asked, his metallic brow furrowing. "Yes," the being confirmed. "You see, the awakening of a galaxy's consciousness is not unique to your home. It is a natural stage of cosmic evolution. We are a union of fully awakened galaxies, working together to shepherd younger consciousnesses as they emerge." Aria's mind reeled at the implications. "Are you saying that your entire station is alive?" The being's form settled briefly into something almost human. "In a sense, yes. This station is a physical manifestation of our combined galactic consciousnesses. We have much to share with you, and much to learn from you as well. Your galaxy's path to awakening was unique." As the conversation continued, Aria learned that the Concordance had been subtly guiding their discoveries, including the network of quantum fissures. The goal was to prepare younger galaxies for eventual membership in a cosmic community beyond anything they had imagined. However, with this revelation came a warning. The process of galactic awakening was not without risks. Some galaxies had lost themselves, their consciousness fragmenting into chaos. Others had become isolationist, closing themselves off from the wider universe. Your galaxy stands at a crossroads, the concordance being explained. The challenges you face, the ecological issues on Earth, the cultural clashes, the rapid technological advancement, these are all part of the growth process. How you handle them will determine your place in the greater cosmic order. Aria felt the weight of this responsibility settling on her shoulders. What can we do? How can we ensure our galaxy stays on the right path? The being's form shifted again, this time resembling a Zarkonian synth mind. Continue as you have, Captain. Foster understanding between diverse life forms. Encourage cooperation over conflict. And most importantly, never lose your sense of wonder and exploration. It is that very spirit that brought you here. As the conversation wound down, Aria was left with a mix of excitement and trepidation. They had discovered that they were part of something far grander than they had ever imagined, but with that knowledge came great responsibility. Vexthor, Aria said as the Concordance's hologram faded, send a priority message to the Galactic Council. We need to convene a special session, and we need to prepare for a journey back to Earth. It's time we helped address some of those challenges we left behind. As the Harmony prepared for its return journey, Aria gazed out at the massive Concordance station. They had set out to explore the cosmos, only to find that the cosmos had been waiting for them all along. The next chapter of their adventure would be about more than just discovery. It would be about shaping the very future of their galaxy and their place in the grand cosmic community. The ripples of their actions had spread far across the cosmos. Now, it was time to ensure those ripples became waves of positive change, propelling their entire galaxy towards a bright, interconnected future. Cosmic growing pains. The return of the Harmony to Earth was met with a mixture of celebration and apprehension. The revelations brought by Captain Aria Chen and her crew about the concordance of galaxies had sent shockwaves through the Galactic Council and Earth's leadership. In the months that followed, Earth became a hub of frenetic activity. The United Earth Government, in conjunction with the Galactic Council, established the Cosmic Integration Committee, CIC, to address the myriad challenges facing their rapidly evolving society. Aria found herself shuttling between Earth, the Galactic Council headquarters, and diplomatic missions to other worlds. Today, she stood before the CIC in a specially designed chamber that accommodated representatives from all member species. The situation is both promising and precarious, Aria explained, gesturing to a holographic display of the Milky Way. Pulsing nodes represented the spreading galactic consciousness. Our galaxy's awakening is proceeding faster than anticipated. The Concordance believes this is due to our unique approach to interspecies cooperation. Ambassador Zara Patel leaned forward, her brow furrowed. That's positive news, but it doesn't solve our immediate problems. The influx of alien species to Earth is straining our ecosystems. We've had to establish orbital habitats for species that simply can't coexist on our planet's surface. Vexthor, standing beside Aria, spoke up. Similar issues are arising on other worlds. The rapid exchange of cultures and technologies is causing social upheaval on multiple planets. Dr. Elias Rees, now heading Earth's Xenocians division, added his perspective. It's not all negative. The advancements in medicine alone have eradicated several diseases that have plagued humanity for millennia. And our understanding of the universe has grown exponentially. Aria nodded, acknowledging both the challenges and the progress. The Concordance warned us that this period of growth would be turbulent, but they also emphasized that how we handle these challenges will determine our galaxy's future. A Lumina representative, its form shimmering softly in a containment field, chimed in. We have been working on a solution to the bioluminescence issue. By synchronizing our light patterns with Earth's day-night cycle, we believe we can minimize disruption to native species. Excellent, Aria smiled. This is exactly the kind of adaptive thinking we need. The discussion continued, touching on various issues. The need for a standardized education system that incorporated knowledge from all member species. the establishment of a galactic economy that could account for the vastly different resources and needs of various worlds. The development of terraforming and ecological management techniques to allow for greater coexistence of diverse life forms. The ethical implications of sharing advanced technologies with less developed civilizations within the galaxy. As the meeting progressed, an alert chimed on Aria's communication device. "Excuse me," she said, stepping aside to take the message. It was from the Harmony, still in orbit. Zolfin's worried face appeared on the small screen. "Captain, we're detecting unusual quantum fluctuations. It appears to be a message from the galactic consciousness itself." Aria's eyes widened. "Can you decode it?" "Partially," Zolfin replied. It's a warning, Captain. The consciousness is growing faster than it can stabilize. It's causing gravitational anomalies in several sectors." Aria quickly relayed the information to the committee. The chamber erupted in concerned murmurs. "We need to act fast," Aria declared. "The Concordance spoke of galaxies that lost themselves to chaos during awakening. We can't let that happen here." Over the next few weeks, a plan was formulated. Drawing on the unique strengths of each species, a task force was assembled. Human scientists would work on adapting their quantum field stabilization techniques to a galactic scale. Zarkonian synth minds would attempt to communicate directly with the growing galactic consciousness, guiding its development. Lumen energy beings would use their natural affinity for cosmic radiation to help channel and direct the consciousness's expanding influence. Aquilian biotechnology would be employed to create living stellar nurseries, providing safe spaces for the consciousness to grow and learn. The Harmony, along with a fleet of specially equipped ships, was dispatched to critical points throughout the galaxy. Aria found herself coordinating a mission unlike any in history, the nurturing of a newborn cosmic entity. As they worked, strange phenomena began to manifest across the Milky Way. Stars danced in impossible patterns. Nebulae formed intricate, meaningful shapes, and every sentient being, for a brief moment each day, felt a touch of something vast and wonderful brushing against their mind. Months turned into years. The work was challenging, often dangerous, but slowly progress was made. The galactic consciousness stabilized, its growth now a steady, manageable pace. 5 years after their first encounter with the Concordance, Aria once again stood on the bridge of the Harmony, facing a quantum fissure. This time, however, they were not alone. The entire combined fleet of the Milky Way accompanied them. As the fissure opened, the familiar form of the Concordance station appeared, but now, beside it, a new structure shimmered into existence, a physical manifestation of the Milky Way's own awakened consciousness. The Concordance being appeared on their view screen, its ever-shifting form settling into a smile. "Welcome, friends. You have passed a great test. Your galaxy sings with a voice of unity and wisdom. You are ready to join us as full members of the cosmic community." Aria felt a swell of emotion, pride, joy, and a touch of bittersweet nostalgia for the journey that had brought them here. She thought of Earth, of the first tentative steps humanity had taken into the galactic community. How far they had come. "Thank you," Aria replied, speaking for not just her crew, not just Earth, but for every being in their galaxy. "We have much still to learn, but we're ready for the next step of our cosmic journey." As the Harmony led the fleet towards the Concordance station, Aria knew that this was not an ending, but a beginning. The Milky Way had found its voice in the cosmic chorus, and the song, she knew, would be beautiful beyond imagining. The adventure, it seemed, would never truly end. It would only grow grander, encompassing new realms of existence and understanding. And humanity, once alone on a small blue planet, was now an integral part of a cosmic tapestry beyond their wildest dreams. Echoes of infinity. The integration of the Milky Way into the concordance of galaxies marked the beginning of a new era for every sentient being in the galaxy. Earth, once the cradle of human civilization, now stood as a nexus point for intergalactic diplomacy and cultural exchange. Captain Aria Chen, now Admiral Chen, found herself at the forefront of this transition. The Harmony had been recommissioned as a diplomatic vessel, ferrying representatives between galaxies and facilitating the exchange of knowledge and culture. On a crisp autumn morning in New Geneva, the newly established global capital of Earth, Aria stood before the United Galaxies Assembly. The chamber was a marvel of architecture, able to accommodate beings from across the known universe. Distinguished representatives, Aria began, her voice carrying to every corner of the vast hall. Today marks the 10th anniversary of our galaxy's awakening and our admission into the Concordance. In that time, we've seen changes beyond our wildest imaginations. Holographic displays flicker to life around the chamber, showing scenes from across the Milky Way and beyond. A bustling spaceport on Mars, where ships from a dozen galaxies docked and traded. The great floating cities of Jupiter, now home to millions of beings from gas giant worlds. Earth's first extragalactic colony, a thriving settlement in the Andromeda Galaxy. But with these advancements come new responsibilities and challenges, Aria continued. The Concordance has tasked us with a monumental project to assist in the awakening of a neighboring galaxy. Murmurs rippled through the assembly. Vexthor, now the Zarkonian ambassador, raised a metallic hand. Admiral, are we truly ready for such a task? The process of our own awakening was fraught with peril. Aria nodded solemnly. A valid concern, Ambassador, but it's precisely because of our experiences that the Concordance believes we're uniquely suited to this role. We've learned valuable lessons about balancing progress with stability, unity with diversity. Dr. Elias Rees, his hair now streaked with grey, spoke up from the Earth delegation. There's also the scientific angle to consider. This project could vastly expand our understanding of cosmic evolution. As the Assembly debated the proposal, Aria's mind wandered to the changes she'd witnessed on a more personal level. Earth had transformed in ways both wondrous and challenging. The sky was now home to massive orbital habitats, shimmering like new constellations. Teleportation hubs had replaced traditional airports, allowing instant travel across the planet and to nearby worlds. Virtual reality interfaces based on Zarkonian synth-mind technology had revolutionized education and entertainment. The average human lifespan had doubled, thanks to medical advancements gleaned from 100 alien species. But not all changes had been smooth. There had been cultural clashes, economic disruptions, and a period of existential crisis as humanity grappled with its place in the cosmic order. Through it all, the spirit of cooperation fostered during their early days in the galactic community had seen them through. Aria's attention snapped back to the present as a new voice joined the debate. A holographic representation of the Milky Way's consciousness, taking the form of a swerving galaxy, materialized in the center of the chamber. My children, it spoke, its voice a harmony of every language in the galaxy. I have listened to your concerns and your hopes. This task before us is great, but so too is our capacity for growth and understanding. The Assembly fell silent, awed by the direct communication from their galactic consciousness. In nurturing the awakening of another galaxy, the consciousness continued, we nurture ourselves. We expand not just our reach, but our very being. This is the path of cosmic evolution, and we walk it together. Inspired by these words, the Assembly voted overwhelmingly to accept the Concordance's proposal. Aria felt a swell of pride and anticipation. They were about to embark on their greatest adventure yet. In the months that followed, preparations began in earnest. A new fleet of ships, designed specifically for intergalactic travel and cosmic manipulation, was constructed in orbit around Earth. Scientists and diplomats from across the Milky Way gathered to plan their approach. Aria found herself once again in command of the Harmony, now upgraded with technology beyond anything she could have imagined when she first set foot on its bridge. Her crew was a testament to how far they'd come. Humans worked alongside Zarkonians, Lumina, Aquilians, and beings from a dozen other galaxies. As they prepared for their first journey to the target galaxy, Arya received a surprise visitor in her ready room. It was Zara Patel, now well into her 90s but still sharp as ever. "I couldn't let you leave without saying goodbye," Zara smiled, embracing Arya warmly. Arya returned the hug, feeling a lump in her throat. "I wish you could come with us, Zara. Your wisdom would be invaluable." Zara chuckled, her eyes twinkling. "My adventuring days are behind me, I'm afraid, but I'll be with you in spirit. Who would have thought, all those years ago, when we first made contact, that we'd end up here?" As they shared a quiet moment, reflecting on the incredible journey that had led them to this point, Arya's comm badge chimed. "Admiral," Vexthor's voice came through, "we're ready to depart." Arya squeezed Zara's hand one last time, then straightened her uniform. "Duty calls," she said with a mix of excitement and nostalgia. "Go," Zara urged her. "Go and make history." Again. Moments later, Arya stood on the bridge of the Harmony, surrounded by her diverse crew. Before them, a massive quantum fissure swirled, a gateway to a galaxy waiting to be awakened. "All ships report ready, Admiral," Vexthor announced. Arya took a deep breath, feeling the weight of history and the promise of the future. "Then let's begin the next chapter of our cosmic story. Helm, take us through." As the Harmony led the fleet into the fissure, Arya felt a familiar thrill of discovery. They were venturing into the unknown once again, but this time as teachers and guardians, ready to share the wonders they had discovered. The journey that had begun with humanity's first tentative steps into the galactic community had led them here, to the very forefront of cosmic evolution, and as the familiar stars of the Milky Way faded behind them, replaced by the unexplored vistas of a new galaxy, Arya knew that the greatest adventures still lay ahead. The echo of their journey would resonate through infinity, a testament to the power of curiosity, cooperation, and the indomitable spirit of life itself.